What is going on, guys? DBG here, and this is pretty much an update to a video I made at the very start of the year. And it's going to be a how to upgrade or how to evolve cards really easily. And this time, basically the last video, I literally just said play Rookie Dom, which everybody knows is definitely one way, and it's going to be part of this video, but it's not everything. So as you guys can see with my evolving cards, I've evolved and sold a bunch of cards. I've managed to make a ton of MT from that. And I've evolved all of these Evo players. I've actually evolved Channing Frye all the way to Amethyst. Did that in a day. A Desmond Mason all the way up to a Diamond. That was difficult to do. Latrell, Sprewell, I'm going to have him Diamond hopefully soon enough. Rick Smits, I just haven't gotten the points with him. I might end up just doing that tonight and just selling him. Then obviously I have Charlie Ward up, Derrick Rose, players like that. So basically, again, as I said, I'm going to be talking about the 3 ways to do it. So the first way where I'm going to be talking I'm going to briefly mention is obviously rookie domination. You play against whoever the worst team is, probably the Cavs on rookie, and you shoot like 95%. I'm not even lying. You shoot like 95%. And there's another way in single player challenges to do it, or in single player to do it where you go into challenges and you go to spotlight series and you go for playing the first challenge over and over again. I have sometimes, because this challenge is 3-minute quarters and you can finish the game quicker, this one works better for, say, people that have, say, score 40 points in one game or score 10 points in one game, things like that. I much prefer using these short challenges because you can get out of the game, either that or doing a game of triple threat offline or online. Either, it doesn't make a difference. Then you've got the Dwayne Wade challenge. It all depends on what type of player you are upgrading. If you're evolving a center, I would advise you to play the Dwayne Wade challenge because you're playing the Miami Heat. If you're using a small forward, play this one because you're playing the Timberwolves. Basically, you don't want to be matched up with Jimmy Butler against the Heat or Justice Winslow. Small forward is quite difficult to do it against the Heat. 2 guard is not too bad. It's fairly easy on the wings. I know Robert Covington's good, but he's not as difficult to score on, from my experience anyway, than Jimmy Butler. Point guard, either or, it's both quite easy. Dragic is actually probably easier to go by than, I don't even know who the point guard for the Timberwolves is at the minute. Jeff Teague. They're both not great defenders, and it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But there is one massive thing when you're going single players. This is the most important player. So this squad here, domination. This is my evolution squad. So just use bronzes to save contracts because you are going to be shooting every shot for these entire games with these guys that you're trying to evolve. So obviously you got some bronzes, got Big Boban in there. But this guy right here, this guy is the most important player that you will ever use while evolving a player. It is Scott Skiles. He is the must buy. He is the must buy or must get player in the game. The reason why, he comes with Hall of Fame dimer and goal floor general. So not only does he give every player on the court a plus 3 in every single stat, he also boosts the percentage for open teammates on jump shots after catching a pass. Players literally green every shot. It doesn't, with the +4 or +3 stats, with the coaching boost, I advise you to use a 3-point shooting coach as well. Like, he's got an 80 shot 3, and I can guarantee you, I am going to shoot 90-something% with him. Like, it is ridiculous. Like, averaging 26.6 points per game, but just look at the 3-point percentage. That includes me using him in a ton of triple threat offline and a ton of unlimited. He was literally, like, he's shooting such a high percentage, nearly 70% from 3, just because of this tactic. So I'm going to show you literally what you have to do now. So let's go to single player challenges. Like, I'm not going to show the full game, I'm just going to show a couple of offenses. So we're small forward, so it's easier to play against the Miami Heat. Oh, actually, sorry. Small forward's easier to play against Timberwolves. So when you go into the game, there are a couple of, like, fairly simple things that you should have to do. Like, your goal is to get as many offenses as possible. You are not going to lose this game. No one's going to lose the game. So offensively, it doesn't matter. But on defense, you go into the, I don't know how I managed to not switch it on time. But okay, offense. You literally wait for sprewell to get in a position where he may be able to shoot the ball. A lot of the time, naturally, they go to the corner, or if they cut like that, they're going to go into the middle, and sprewell is playing the 2, not the small forward. That's a terrible shot. I can't believe I missed that. I literally went... There was a game with Stefan Marbury where I went 35 from 35 from 3. It was ridiculous. But that's fine. Like, they're taking quick shots, so it doesn't really matter. That was obviously a bad shot right there by sprewell. So let's go. Sprewell, get to the wing. Passing the ball. You don't need to do anything. You just shoot in his face. I can't believe I missed 2 in a row with him. There we go. Like, it literally does not matter. On rookie difficulty, just don't contest. On defense, go into the half court, not the half court trap, or press the half court trap. Because your players will, a lot of the time, double and leave the other team's players wide open. They're going to take shots. It doesn't even matter if they hit the shots, just taking the shots quickly. Well, obviously, it is the curse of the commentator. It's a lot harder to talk about doing all this. Okay, he's not going to 3-point line. He's going to go to the middle. And it literally doesn't matter. Like, I know, again, I've missed 2 shots, made 2, but there's no contest that matter with... As long as Scott Skiles passes them the ball, the contest doesn't matter. The shot is going in 8 times out of 10. And even when I'm trying to discuss a game plan, it's still going in a decent amount. Okay, we need them to get a quicker offense than that. That's fine. It doesn't matter if you leave players wide open, because even if they are hitting shots, you are not going to lose the game. And does it even matter if you lose the game? Like, really? For a little bit of coins? Okay, that was a tough miss there by sprewell. I should have went in. I'm actually doing really badly. Like, I was putting up 100. I was averaging 100 points a game in these challenges with Stefan Marbury. That's why I was doing them so quickly. Like, there. He's literally on top of him. No contest at all. So rather than showing this for 4 quarters, I think you guys have the general gist. You just literally catch the ball with a Hall of Fame Diamond player, and just shoot it. If you have to release down its green every single time, no matter what the contest is, and also half-court trap is the easiest way to get them to take quick shots. And that's how you can win that. Another way is single player. For point guards, I think it's really easy for triple threat online. If you've got the quick first step and you can draw the blow-bys, it's really hard to guard. And because it's really easy to get your opponent to take a lot of shots and take them quickly. That's actually the quickest way, because it's really helter-skelter basketball. It's the quickest way I've found, in my opinion. But triple threat offline, it's really quick as well. So I'm going to take Kevin Garnett out of there. So I would advise you guys to use 2 emerald cards and 2 emerald bigs. So I like using Zhou Qi and Boban Marjanovic because they've got that bit more. Well, Qi's got that little bit more athleticism. Marjanovic's got that little bit more strength, as well as the player you're trying to evo. And the reason for that is the higher overall players you use, the higher overall players you're coming up against. Because the squad that I have isn't great, as you guys can see here, Derek Harper, Oladipo, and Mitchell Robinson. And because Derek Harper is going to be guarding Zhou Qi, I think, is he? No, sorry, Derek Harper smaller. He's not Ron Harper. So Derek Harper is going to be guarding latrell sprewell. So sprewell has the height advantage, and Oladipo is going to be guarding Zhou Qi. If you miss shots, we are going to clean up on the offensive glass as well. And a big reason why I wanted to make this video was a patch that 2K brought out today. So 2K patched basically I'm not necessarily going to call it a glitch. What they felt was an exploit where if you did this, your player stepped back into the screen and no one ever stepped up. So as you guys can see there, Oladipo stepped up when he stepped back. So I wasn't anywhere near as open. Although that a lot of people will be thinking that tactic is over. It's not really. So what I still like to do is you just need to move. You can't just like nudge. You got to actually go and use the screen and you're still going to be open. Like, that was a bad release there, but still it was a wide open 3-point shot. Actually use the screen, and that's a smothered 3, but it doesn't matter. It does not matter if you're taking those bad shots, because if they do end up doubling, okay, they got the steal. If they do end up doubling, which will happen, you will clean up on the boards. While it does take longer, I'm not gonna lie, I'd say it probably takes an average of a minute longer per game. Whereas previously I was able to get from screen to screen in 5 minutes, it's probably taking about 6 minutes. That's what I'd say. The difference is with this update, it still is a viable tactic. And obviously you've got the whole fast break 3s. You've got a lot of the tactics that people were using otherwise, but the tactic of getting players into the screen, it still works, but you just got to be a little bit more forward with hitting them in the screens. Like, you can no longer just look like you're using a screen and call for it and they'll step under. You now have to actually use the screen. and a lot of the time that will lead to moving shots and stuff, so you got to practice them type of shots. But it still is definitely the best tactic to evo a player. I know a lot of people were talking about doing this with players, but you can only really do that. It's the easiest way to get quick wins, but you need like range extender stuff to start pulling back, snatch back, shooting from there. A lot of range extender players can do that and do that very comfortably, but I would not really advise it. What I would advise again is the way you use better squad or use worse squads around the player. Keep using the screen tactic. You just got to change the way you come off the screen. And it's not as, you just have to get a feel for it. Like, I'm missing shots in this game that I wouldn't in other games because, again, I'm just talking over it. But you got to get a feel for how players come off the screens, how the defense reads the screens, because it doesn't make too much of a difference compared to how it was. So I'm just going to quit this game anyway, because there's no point, again, me just showing nothing clips of me shooting open threes and sometimes making them, sometimes not. So, yeah, that is pretty much it. Like, this is how I've been evolving players. The challenge method is by far the easiest way. But the whole thing is that the reason why I do it in triple threat offline is because you've got goals. Like, I only play triple threat offline really to grind, and I've already got Jason Williams diamond out of that. I'm not that far off getting Jamal Crawford. You can get the Ibaka as well, and then because it's 500 wins from Ibaka to Wilkins, it is probably worth the grind, but I'll be probably stopping a little bit, and because there's not too much to get, and I think it'll probably take until the end of the year to get these 1,000 wins. But yeah, so these are the 3 ways I would advise you guys to grind. The third best way is actually the thing I made a whole video on, it's domination. The reason for that is if you're trying to grind one specific player, they will get really tired in a 5-minute quarter game. They get moderately tired in a 3-minute quarter game to challenge, but you can still play them for the whole thing. You can't in a whole 5-minute quarter game. Triple threat online is the best way in my opinion if you've got someone who's got the quick first step as you can speed boost, because it's kind of really helter-skelter. The problem is that the ball drop exists, so it could be a case of purposely losing all your games if you want to evo quite fast, but that one's a little bit slower. But again, some of the rewards might be better. And then triple threat offline is not a bad option either. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. A little bit different than the video I made at the start of the year, and I can almost guarantee you that while the TTO tactics will be different, the rookie tactic won't be, and this will always be the best way to evolve players. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.